Welcome back to Hopeful Moments 1. Today, we have 3 stories that will make you laugh out loud, drama, humor and epic twists. Have you ever found yourself in such awkward situations that you didn't know whether to be angry or just burst out laughing? Today, we're diving into 3 stories full of drama but also packed with humor from Reddit. From a bridesmaid being forced to step down, a petty revenge moment, to a relationship full of unexpected twists with the Lord of the Rings. Let's find out who the main characters in these stories are. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next fun stories. Are you ready? Let's get started. Story 1, From Bridesmaid to Bridesmaid Drama. Did I really do something wrong? A wedding is supposed to be a day full of happiness, romance, fresh flowers, and smiles. But for me, it turned into a never-ending drama series, full of plot twists that were way too hard to handle. It all started when I eagerly accepted the role of being the bridesmaid for my best friend, Lily. Who would have thought that, instead of enjoying the fun moments of trying on wedding dresses, planning parties, and taking beautiful photos, I would be faced with such an absurd situation that, if I told you, you'd think I was writing a script for an Indian soap opera. Yes, I was forced to step down from my bridesmaid position. Not because I did something wrong, not because I suddenly turned into a witch, but for a reason so unbelievable. A reason that even a comedy scriptwriter wouldn't come up with. I had to give up my stunning bridesmaid dress, say goodbye to the prestigious position right next to the bride, all for something I still can't decide whether to laugh or cry about. Want to know the reason? Wait until I take a sip of water, because telling you might make me fall off my chair. It all started on a normal evening, as I curled up in bed, enjoying some peaceful time when ting. A message from Lily popped up. At first, I thought it was about wedding plans or dresses, but no, the message hit me like a bucket of cold water. Lily, hey, there's something hard to say. But I think you should give up your role as bridesmaid. Wait, what? I blinked several times, sure that I wasn't misreading. Confusion, shock, and frustration hit me all at once. What on earth is going on? I had prepared so seriously for this wedding. Booked flights? Done. Bought a dress that matched the dress code? Check. Even rearranged my free time to help Lily with everything, and now I'm fired from my bridesmaid position without any warning? Without hesitation, I replied immediately. Me, what's going on? Did I do something wrong? Lily's response almost made me drop my phone. Lily, no, it's not your fault. But someone else wants to be the bridesmaid, and I don't want to cause any conflict. What? Someone else? Conflict? I didn't apply for the role like a Miss Universe competition, so why is someone trying to run for the position? It turns out this mysterious person is Lily's cousin, someone I've never even met. And her reason for wanting the bridesmaid spot was simply because she felt like it. I sat there, stunned, trying to digest the shock. So, I got kicked out just because some stranger felt more deserving? And Lily, the best friend I thought would always have my back, didn't even put up a fight for me? This was no longer just a wedding. This was a battle for the throne, where the bridesmaid position suddenly turned into a coveted golden chair that everyone wanted to grab. And I, who had always thought I was the chosen one, became the unfortunate victim of an unforgiving coup. I firmly refused to give up my spot. I hadn't done anything wrong. I had prepared everything, I had been there from the start, and I had invested time, energy, and money into this wedding. Now, just because some distant cousin suddenly wanted to be the bridesmaid, I had to quietly step aside? No way! But Lily didn't give up. She kept applying pressure with a statement that was almost mentally devastating. Are you really going to ruin a wedding just because of this? Wait a minute, ruin? Can someone explain this to me? I'm the one being kicked out of the bridesmaid spot, not the one trying to sabotage the wedding or sprinkle salt on the cake. If anyone is ruining the wedding, it's the cousin who's trying to steal my position and Lily's family for making this a bigger issue, not me. But in their logic, I became the one responsible for all the drama. Amazing. I accidentally became the villain in this drama, even though I was just standing there, breathing. The pressure from Lily and her family felt like a high-level diplomatic campaign, where I was constantly blamed without a chance to defend myself. They didn't directly ask me to step down, but kept hinting that a good friend would do so, that if I really cared about Lily, I wouldn't cause any more stress, and that this was her special day, so I shouldn't make her sad. So there it is. I was forced to choose between being the stubborn wedding ruiner or the generous friend quietly stepping aside in frustration. In the end, after much internal struggle, I decided to give in. But I couldn't leave in silence. I sent Lily a farewell message with an artistic touch. If our friendship can be replaced just because of some distant cousin, then I guess it wasn't that important after all, huh? Then I put my phone down, leaned back on the couch, and sighed. Maybe the lesson here is, being a bridesmaid is not for the faint-hearted, and friendships can have an expiration date. After I walked away from the bridesmaid battlefield with my head held high, and a little bit of bitterness, Lily tried to reach out to me. There were messages. Missed calls. Even long, rambling texts that I just skimmed through before locking the screen. But I didn't respond. Not because I wanted to be dramatic or intentionally create more drama, though, let's be honest, this whole thing has been dramatic enough, but simply because I didn't want to continue a relationship where I had to fight just to keep my place in someone's life. After all, a friendship that revolves solely around pleasing others, does it even hold any real value? If after all the years of friendship, the only thing I get is a ticket to the sidelines to make room for some distant cousin, then maybe it's time for me to reconsider. Do I really want to be a friend who's easily replaceable like that? So, that's the end of my unwilling bridesmaid story. It's not the most dramatic conclusion, but it was enough for me to learn a valuable lesson. In life, there are things worth holding on to, but there are also things worth letting go. What about you? If you found yourself in a situation like mine, what would you do? Stand your ground or quietly step aside? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, wait, this isn't YouTube or TikTok, but if you'd like, feel free to share your thoughts anyway. I'm genuinely curious. Story 2, don't want to share the membership fee? Then don't expect to mooch off it. I'm sure everyone has met someone like this. They always want to benefit but never put in any effort or money. They pop up everywhere, from colleagues who love to mooch off lunch, friends who always forget their wallets when dining out, to those who borrow things and never return them. And I wasn't exempt from this fate. But this time, instead of quietly accepting it, I decided to respond in a rather subtle and incredibly satisfying way. The story starts with a friend, or, more accurately, an acquaintance, whom I'll call the opportunist. This person has a special talent. They always show up right when there's something free. If there's food, they're the first to grab a bite. If there's a group trip, they forget to chip in for the room. And if there's a party, they leave before it's their turn to pay the bill. Truly a rare talent. At first, I didn't want to be too harsh. Everyone has their tough moments, right? But the problem is, the opportunist never seemed to feel the slightest bit of guilt when taking advantage of others' generosity. Gradually, I realized that if I kept giving in, I'd end up becoming a free supply station rather than a friend. So, I decided to retaliate, with a move that was both subtle and made the other person squirm. I didn't shout, didn't make a fuss, but I played my cards cleverly. Want to know what I did? Grab some popcorn, because I'm about to tell you the artistic counterattack I pulled off. Jake in the journey to becoming a free gym member. I have a friend named Jake, and we both share a passion for going to the gym. The only problem is, the gym we wanted to join wasn't cheap. It's not the kind of place with old, rusty machines and the smell of sweat lingering from Napoleon's time. No, it's a fancy place with personal trainers, saunas, and a smoothie bar after your workout. Basically, if you sign up there, your wallet needs to have stamina to survive. But I'm a planner. So, I came up with a genius idea. Hey Jake, how about we split the cost of a couple's membership? That way, each of us only has to pay half. Jake immediately agreed, no hesitation. I was happy thinking we'd made a fair deal that would help both of us save money while still enjoying top-notch services. A perfect plan. But then, in the second month, When the payment was due, I realized this plan was only perfect for one person, and it wasn't me. Jake started making excuses, without a shred of embarrassment. "Jake, oh, I'm a bit tight this month. Can you cover me?" Being a good friend, and a bit too nice, I nodded. After all, everyone has their tough moments, right? But then, when the third month rolled around, guess what? "Jake, I'm having some financial issues, you can pay first, and I'll send it back to you later." Ah, the classic line of "I'll pay you back later." I was too familiar with this trick, but still told myself, alright, maybe he really is struggling. I'll pay for now, and Jake will return it later. And then? That money was never seen again. Jake kept going to the gym, still posting photos of his muscles on Instagram, still sipping smoothies after his workouts. But when I brought up the money, he acted like he suddenly had a temporary memory lapse or was super busy. That's when I realized a bitter truth. Jake didn't sign up for a couple's membership. He signed up for the let someone else pay package. So, I decided it was time to teach Jake a lesson. Want to know how I fought back? Hold on, let me tell you how I executed my brilliant twist. 3 months passed, and Jake continued to enjoy the membership I paid for, while I seemed to be turning into an unacknowledged sponsor. He kept going to the gym, checking in to show off his progress, but whenever money came up, he acted like the CEO of a multinational company too busy to care. I realized that as long as I kept giving in, Jake would keep making excuses. So, I decided to end this game. And my deadliest weapon? The gym membership password change function. Did you know? When someone changes the password of an account, all other devices logged in get kicked out immediately. A very useful security feature, and in my case, it was a tool for justice. So, I chose the perfect moment to strike, a Monday morning when Jake was walking into the gym, eager to start his week with a workout. I sat back, picked up my phone, clicked on change password, and bam, Jake got logged out immediately. Just a few minutes later, my phone buzzed with a frantic message. "Jake, hey! My account's glitching. I can't log in." I leaned back in my chair, took a sip of my morning coffee, and replied in a calm but sharp tone like a razor blade. "Oh, it's probably because my membership is for one person only. If you want to get in, you can pay for your own membership." The silence after that was absolutely beautiful. No more messages, no more "I'm tight on cash," no more "please pay for me." Just one simple truth: Jake had been kicked out of the free gym paradise. After that, I heard he had to find a cheaper gym, probably one with rusty dumbbells and a dying ceiling fan. As for me, I enjoyed my workout in peace without anyone leeching off my membership. The lesson from this story? Want a benefit? Fine, but at least be fair. Or at least don't get caught by someone who has the brains and the change password function. Have you met a Jake in your life? I bet each of us has met a Jake, someone who loves to take advantage without ever putting in any effort or money. Maybe it's the colleague who always forgets their wallet when eating out, the roommate who borrows things and never returns them, or even a relative who conveniently disappears when it's time to split the bill. So, what would you do if you found yourself in this situation? Would you quietly tolerate it, silently fuming inside? Or would you strike back artfully like I did with Jake? Share your story in the comments below. Oh, wait, this isn't YouTube, but feel free to imagine it is. I'd really like to know how you've dealt with these sneaky experts. Who knows, we might just compile a survival guide for those of us who are frequently exploited. Story 3, watching Lord of the Rings for the first time, my girlfriend was totally shocked. I'm not just a fan of Lord of the Rings, LOTR, I'm an avid fan, an accidental Middle-earth scholar, and someone who can quote every line, so much so that if anyone forgets a tiny detail, I'll immediately pull up my reference materials to correct them. And I've had a dream for years, to have my girlfriend watch this legendary film so she could understand why I'm so passionate about it. I imagine Lily, my girlfriend, would be in awe of the epic battles, crying with Frodo, thrilled by Aragorn's return, and eventually look at me with admiration and say, "Wow, this movie is a masterpiece. Why didn't I watch it sooner?" It was a beautiful, perfect dream. And last weekend, I decided to make that dream a reality. I planned it meticulously, prepared snacks, ensured no one would disturb us, and especially told Lily that we would watch the entire trilogy in one day, over 11 hours of adventure with Frodo and the Fellowship. I was excited, thrilled, and certain that this would be a meaningful day for both of us. But perhaps I didn't anticipate her reaction. Things started to go south within the first 30 minutes of the movie. Lily sat on the couch, eyes on the screen, but her expression was completely indifferent. There was no excitement when Bilbo vanished during his birthday party, no praise for the stunning scenery of the Shire, and when Gandalf warned about the power of the ring, she absent-mindedly nibbled on a snack and asked, "Hey, how much longer is the movie?" At that moment, I could feel a small crack forming in our relationship. But I pressed on. I tried to explain every important detail, emphasizing the depth of the characters, but every time I spoke, Lily nodded patiently as if she were being lectured on ancient world geography. The climax came when Arwen appeared gloriously on screen. I turned to watch Lily's reaction, but instead of being awed by the beauty and courage of the elf princess, she simply asked a question that almost made me cry. Is she Legolas's wife? I couldn't believe it. By the middle of the movie, Lily had officially entered a state of complete boredom. She started checking her phone, scrolling through TikTok, occasionally glancing up at the screen before returning to her own world. I tried to salvage the situation by emphasizing key scenes. Look! This is the greatest Helm's Deep battle in cinematic history. She glanced at the screen, shrugged. It's okay. But do you think we could watch a romantic movie instead? Like The Notebook? That's when I realized a bitter truth. Not everyone is born to love Middle-earth. After the trilogy finished, though, to be honest, Lily had fallen asleep back when Frodo first arrived in Mordor. I looked at her, then at the TV, and my heart was filled with a deep sadness. I had tried. I had put all my effort into this mission. But in the end, all I got was a long yawn and a heartbreaking statement. Honestly, I still don't get why you love this movie so much. So, there it was. I had failed in my mission to introduce LOTR to my girlfriend. But you know what? True love is about accepting differences. If she can patiently sit through me rambling on and on about Middle-earth, then maybe, just maybe, I can endure 90 minutes of The Notebook. But that doesn't mean I like it, okay? How about you? Have you ever tried to get your partner to watch your favorite movie? Was the result as disastrous as mine? Share your story, so I know I'm not alone. As soon as the movie started, in the sacred atmosphere of Middle-earth, when the legendary narration about the ring began, Lily, my girlfriend, broke the solemnity with a question that almost made me choke on my popcorn. Lily, wait, why is there a whole section just talking about a ring? I turned to look at her, my eyes sparkling with passion. It's not just any ring, my love. This is the one ring, the one that can rule all the other rings, control all of Middle-earth, and is the reason for this whole story. Lily nodded, as if she understood. I continued to enjoy the movie, but just 10 minutes later, she turned to me with a look of confusion greater than Frodo's when he first met Gollum. Lily, why are there so many characters? Who's the main character? At that moment, I began to realize that explaining the world of LOTR to someone who had never seen it was a bigger challenge than Frodo carrying the ring to Mordor. I took a deep breath and patiently explained like a Middle-earth theology professor. Frodo, the main character, the ring-bearer. Sam, the loyal friend, protector, cook, and strategist. Gandalf, the powerful wizard, the one who leads the group. Aragorn, the heir of kings, a strong and handsome warrior. Legolas, the elven archer, with hair more beautiful than yours. I felt that Lily was beginning to understand, but just then, Saruman appeared on screen, the villainous wizard with long silver hair. Lily frowned and suddenly asked a question that almost made me choke. Lily, why does this guy look like Gandalf? Are they related? I wanted to laugh but also cry. Yes. I understand. Both are wizards with silver beards, wearing long cloaks, but no, they are not related. Me, calmly as I could know. They're both wizards, but Saruman is the villain, while Gandalf is good. That's why Gandalf wears white. Actually, he used to wear gray, but later wore white because... Lily raised her hand to cut me off, her eyes saying, "Information overload." I realized I had gone too deep into Middle-earth while my girlfriend was just trying to figure out who was who. And that was just the first 20 minutes of the movie. I could feel a long, difficult journey ahead, not Frodo's journey to Mount Doom, but the journey of getting my girlfriend to not give up halfway. To be continued, if I survive the 11 hours of the entire trilogy. What about you? If you've ever tried to introduce a movie/series you love to your partner, did you encounter any ironic situations? Share it so I know I'm not alone. We continued watching Lord of the Rings, and there were some legendary moments like when the Balrog appeared in the mines of Moria. When Gandalf stood on the bridge and shouted, "You shall not pass," I couldn't wait to see Lily's reaction. She had been led into the world of Middle-earth, but the way she interpreted everything made me hold back giggles. As soon as Gandalf faced off with the Balrog and fell into the abyss, I turned to look at Lily, and the sight almost made me fall out of my seat. She was gaping in shock, unable to believe it. "Lily, wait. What did he just do? Did he just fall down?" I nodded, trying to maintain a serious expression to keep the atmosphere intact. "Me, that's right, my love. Gandalf sacrificed himself to stop the Balrog." Lily, still in disbelief, "No way. You can't kill off the main character that soon." I had to laugh inside because she didn't know Gandalf would return in the next part, but maybe I could create a little shock to keep the excitement going. Then came the moment we met Gollum. This was the highlight of the movie experience. When Gollum appeared with his strange appearance and unusual actions, Lily stared at the screen as if she were watching a horror movie. "Lily, what's that thing crawling?" I replied like a Middle-earth expert, "That's Gollum, a creature obsessed with the ring." Lily, "Oh my gosh, he looks so creepy. Like a little demon." It felt like my entire world of Gollum had been shattered by Lily's comment. But, as a LOTR enthusiast, I couldn't help but explain more about this character's depth, so I gently said, Actually, Gollum has a very sad story. He was once a regular person, but the ring took control of him and turned him into this." Then something unexpected happened. 10 minutes later, I realized Lily had become a fan of Gollum. Lily, looking sympathetically, "Actually, poor guy. He was tricked and tortured." At that moment, I couldn't help but feel proud of her. That's one of the deepest characters. You're starting to get it. So, from someone who couldn't understand why I was so obsessed with Lord of the Rings to almost memorizing every line, Lily had begun to understand part of why I loved Middle-earth so much. And if you ask me, I'd say this is a small victory in the long battle between my girlfriend and me to spread the LOTR culture. After more than 3 hours of tension, we finally finished The Fellowship of the Ring, a movie longer than an average date. After the final scene's end signal rang, I was as nervous as if I had just completed a test. So? Did you like it? Lily looked at me, her eyes sparkling, as if she had just been on an exciting adventure in the world of Frodo and his companions. She sighed, a deep sigh so long I thought the entire Middle-earth was being cleansed with every breath. "Lily, babe. I need to watch the next part right now." At that moment, I saw her eyes, not as my girlfriend's eyes anymore, but as the eyes of a film addict who had just been sucked into an inescapable vortex. I had to hold myself back because if I didn't, I'd scream, "So you finally understand why I love this movie." But instead of doing that, I decided to maintain the composure of a seasoned fan. "I knew it, you won't be able to stop." I pretended to be cool, but inside, I was jumping up and down like a kid who had just received a Christmas gift. The reason was simple: Lily, my girlfriend, was officially trapped in Tolkien's web, and I was the guide. I have never felt a victory so sweet. I'm sure the 11-hour journey through all 3 parts of LOTR won't be an issue anymore, because she just asked the deciding question, "Can we watch the second part right now?" And perhaps, all I need to say later is, the reason I love you is not just because you understand Tolkien, but because you're willing to follow me to the ends of Middle-earth. I smiled brightly. My mission to spread the gospel of LOTR was a resounding success. Have you ever shared a movie you love with someone for the first time? It's like an emotional adventure full of surprises, both thrilling and exciting, but also a little tense. You know, when you love a movie so much that you can recite every line, every scene, and you could probably recount every tiny detail with your eyes closed, watching someone else experience it for the first time is no small challenge. But, what will their reaction be? Will they understand why you're so hooked on this movie, or will they keep asking ridiculous questions like why does a ring have the power to rule the world, or who is this character? Are they siblings or something? To you, those questions might be disasters because you've seen the movie dozens of times, but to them, they're just curious riddles. Can you hold back the excitement when you hear these questions, or will you secretly giggle while trying to explain seriously, this is Gandalf, he's really important, don't worry, you'll get it later. And then, you hope that one day, after watching it all, they'll turn to you and say, oh my God, I get it now. This movie is amazing. But you can't predict their unexpected reactions. They may fall in love with the movie, or they might never want to watch it again, and you'll have to swallow your tears while figuring out how to convince them for a second round. So, have you ever experienced that? Have you ever taken someone into your beloved movie world and witnessed those unexpected reactions? Share with me, because I'm sure every experience is fun and memorable in its own way. From these stories, we can see that life is full of surprises, from being rejected over a powerful ring to relationships being tested through seemingly harmless actions. However, these situations are opportunities for us to learn and grow. The big lesson I've learned is that sometimes, patience and honesty are the keys to handling relationships and challenges. Whether dealing with slippery people or accepting differing views in a romantic relationship, we can all learn to set boundaries, know when to step back, and when to speak up. Additionally, there's nothing more valuable than sharing your passions with others, whether it's your favorite movies or personal values. Even though the reactions might not be what you expect, those conversations and moments help us understand each other better and explore new things together. So, don't be afraid to share, don't fear challenges, and most importantly, always keep a sense of humor and an open heart. Because sometimes, those unexpected moments and challenges are the stories we'll remember forever. Life isn't always easy or go according to our plans, but it's often the tough moments and challenges that help us grow. Sometimes, we get so busy chasing big goals that we forget the value of the small things, the simple joys in life. So, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Appreciate every step, whether big or small, and never miss an opportunity to learn from mistakes. Remember, nothing is ever meaningless, those stumbles or failures can be valuable lessons. The key is to keep believing in yourself and never stop dreaming. And don't forget, humor and an open soul will help you overcome any challenge, bringing you peace and joy along the way. Finally, love yourself and those around you, because love and gratitude are what will make your life richer and more meaningful.